Arsenal are prepared to sell Thomas Partey in January in a bid to raise transfer funds, according to ESPN. The Gunners are keen to strengthen their squad under Mikel Arteta, who is seeking to guide the team to their first Premier League title in 20 years. Partey has been sidelined due to injury, making only 4 Premier League appearances this season. He is expected to return to action in January, but will then join the Ghana squad for the Africa Cup of Nations, meaning Arsenal will be without him for another month. The club was open to selling Partey during the summer transfer window, but did not receive any suitable offers before deadline day. However, Juventus are now believed to be interested in signing the 30-year-old midfielder, and club officials have reportedly held talks with Partey's representatives last month. Arteta's top midfield target is currently Aston Villa's Douglas Luiz. Arsenal attempted to sign him last summer, but he had 2 late bids rejected on deadline day. The Gunners are also interested in signing Wolves winger Pedro Neto, who is valued at £60 million. So, much to discuss today and talk through, but before we start, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more daily content. Alright, where to begin? I think there's no need to talk about all of Thomas Partey's qualities and his impact on the team when he's actually fit and playing. I've said it many times before, but I'll say it once again. In my opinion, Thomas Partey is still our best midfielder, and probably one of the all-around best midfielders we had at Arsenal in the last 10 years or so. I think he's a brilliant player, he's great in creation, especially in progressing the ball up the pitch with passes or dribbles. He's calm and composed, his defensive qualities are also excellent. All in all, I consider Partey to be in that elite bracket of players, in the Premier League and probably in the world right now, without a doubt. And when we bought Declan Rice in the summer, my first thought was, Declan Rice and Thomas Partey pivot, with Martin Odegaard in front of them. Best midfield in the league. It has to be. Perfect. Absolutely perfect in my opinion. But as you know, our joy didn't last long, because Partey has been absolutely hammered with injuries so far this season. And this is the part where we have to start talking about some of the cons and negative things regarding Thomas Partey. It's still unbelievable to me that during his 7-year spell, was it 7 years, 6 years? Anyway, during that whole spell with Atletico Madrid, he was only out injured for a total of 7 games. He missed 7 games in 7 years. After joining Arsenal in 2020, 3 years ago, right? He was out injured for, in total, 63 games. Or better said, he was out for, in total, 337 days. So, in 3 years he spent at Arsenal, he was out injured for almost a year. How does that work? Like, how is that even possible? And it's a real shame, because if it weren't for all those injuries, I think him and Rice would probably be the most dynamic midfield in the league. And if Arsenal truly decided that they want to sell him, I think it needs to happen this January. Because his contract with Arsenal expires in 2025, and I don't think it's worth keeping him and waiting till the summer. Because he will enter in the last 12 months of his contract and his value will absolutely plummet. Honestly, due to all those injuries in the season he's currently having, I don't think his value is any good right now either. He's valued at around £30 million on transfer market, but either way, he will reportedly be out until the end of this year, and then if he's healthy and fit again, he will leave for AFCON in January. So yes, this is probably the best time to sell him and just move on. He's 30 years old, he's not getting any younger, he's rarely been fit for these last, 6 months or so. He played 4 games for us this season. 4 games. And we are already in December. I mean, what are we waiting for? If we are serious about being in a title race and gunning for the Champions League this season, we must, absolutely must, get some top quality replacement. We can't rely on Declan Rice to play every game for the full 90 minutes and Kai Havertz, Mohamed Oneni or Jorginho to cover that left flank till the end of the season. Not if we want to be serious about picking up a trophy this season. Speaking of the transfer rumors, it is rumored that Juventus are interested in signing Thomas Partey alongside some clubs from Saudi Arabia, of course. As for the Arsenal's transfer news, there's been a lot of talk recently about Mikel Arteta wanting to sign Douglas Luiz from Aston Villa this winter. A lot of journalists are sharing that story on social media, and I think it would be a great signing. I'm a big fan of the Brazilian. I honestly think he would fit extremely well at Arsenal, but I'm not going to rush anything. Let's just wait and see what will happen till the end of this month. And voila, January transfer window is right behind the corner. So that's basically it. Let's take a look at some of your comments on my post from earlier today to see what are your thoughts on this whole potential Thomas Partey exit. Roger Amjet says, really up to Arteta and if he feels Thomas can contribute to our season. Jonathan Naloy says, his ability is not the issue, but him staying fit is the problem, and we need him consistently. If he does leave, I wish him all the best. We need one hungry Don from France that's a beast, and I think we're good. Jordan says, I don't think he'll go based on the fact we won't be able to sell him due to his injury record. I think he'll be with us until his contract runs down. I don't think, honestly, that he will be with us until his contract runs down because his contract is running until summer 2025. So that's a long time, and I highly doubted that Arsenal would allow themselves to let him leave for free. Luis says, keep Thomas. He's a great player for us. Imagine having him to step in for Rice. Otherwise, we don't have anyone. BDJ says, he should be sold now. Arsenal will get the most if you sell in the winter. There are options out there, and I'm sure Edu and Arteta have been looking into. Corey Blake says when he's fit and playing, he's brilliant and should be in the starting 11. But I think he's just going to get injuries, so cash in now. Mickey the Gunner says, I agree, it would be a shame to see him go. I would get him fit, see him out the AFCON, then who knows, he might be back at his best for the run in to lift the Premier League title. Christos Anesti says, can't say I'm surprised. He's an amazing player, but only when he's healthy. There's not a game that goes by where I don't worry about Partey getting injured. Hopefully, we get to sell him off to Saudi or something. Meme Ward says, don't let him go, we need him for the Partey, Odegaard, Rice trio. Yeah, stuff of dreams, but unfortunately, I don't think that's ever going to happen. Kakazu Henry says, he shouldn't leave, that's a world-class player to have in your arsenal. No pun intended. He is very good for Arsenal, winning anything this season, should be able to stay fit. I will be unhappy if sold. Statistically Sound says, weird how he became the most injury-prone player in the squad the second he started having his legal issues. Wasn't injury-prone before that. Actually, he was injury-prone way back since he signed for Arsenal. So what, summer 2020. Choda Grade says, you could be prime Messi or Ronaldo, when you are injured all the time, it's best to sell and reinvest. And I completely agree. Many great players passed through Arsenal in these last 10, 15, 20 years, but injuries absolutely destroy them. Many great players. But unfortunately, if you are not fit, it is what it is. Joe Houston says, meanwhile, El Neni has been stealing a living for the past 6 years. Leave El Neni out of this. I love El Neni. He's like a lucky charm to us. Frickin' Mill says, it's really a shame to let him go from the team. Bilal says, there's always a desperate enough Italian club. If that fails, welcome to Saudi. Legend Rock Plot says, we don't need him to be honest, we are doing fine without him. Cash in. Cosmic Wanderer says, sell, you couldn't give him away for free. That's not true. I agree, his value is not what it used to be. Let's not lie to ourselves, he's 30 years old, he's an injury-prone player, but I guess we could get 20 million pounds for him, right now, at this moment. What are your thoughts? How much do you think Arsenal could get if they decide to sell Partey this winter? 20 million pounds? Something like that? Write down in the comments. Sell Partey and Nketiah by Vlahovic, says Kazuma. And Chucky says, he's never fit, so what's the point having him? And goodness, that's basically it for today's video. So tell me, for those of you who are watching this, what are your thoughts on this whole situation? Should Arsenal sell Thomas Partey this winter? If yes, which player should we bring in this January to replace Thomas Partey? Write down in the comments because I'm really interested to hear you out. Once again, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more daily content. Thank you and see you on the next one. Peace out.